Didn't have enough room on my check-in sheet. But anyway, where were we here? Emergency prior to something, something. Now looking for our first region liaison station or a representative thereof. Alpha Bravo 1 Tango Charlie. Oh, please call and list any traffic. Okay, no station heard. No, on that list, no representation from First Region for Western Mass. Now looking for stations with traffic or announcements. Traffic or announcements for the net. Anyone can generate traffic or bring announcements to the net. Traffic or announcements. Your call signs, please. Again, those stations heard. Okay, here we go, peeps. Woo, net control is now looking for any station, anywhere, anyhow. All are welcome and encouraged to participate in the Western Mass Traffic Net. Any station with or without, please check in now.
Here is Kilo Bravo 1, Oscar Delta Mike. Name is Bill, Bennington, Vermont, running battery power.
This is Kilo Charlie 1, Bravo Yankee Delta, Rich in Pittsfield, battery power, no traffic, good morning.
Here is November 1, Alpha, November Delta, Doug and Munson, commercial power, no traffic. Good morning, OB, and it is 68 degrees in beautiful downtown Munson, and if your computer doesn't tell you, it is Grandparents' Day. This is Kilo Bravo. It's running commercial power, and we have no traffic. Good morning. Here is November 1, Whiskey Oscar Echo, commercial power, Barry, Massachusetts. K1FFK.
Okay, running down list, and we're dealing, I guess, with interference, non-malicious interference from the probably the guys up on the mountain doing the 6 meter thing or whatever. But anyway, myself, commercial power. I think it was K1BDM, I guess. Oh man. Commercial power, KC1BYD, Rich. Battery, N1AMD. Doug, commercial, had a comment, but the noise got you. Again, Doug?
I just said, I don't know if it's on your happenings around the world today, is Grandparents' Day.
Woohoo! No respect. No respect. The neighbor girl says, "Oh yeah, well he gave us his house. We visited him once." Oh man, no respect. There's a KB1 station. You cut yourself off, then came at the end. KB1 something or other. Again, please.
KB1ZNY, Bill, Lancaster, Mass, commercial power, no traffic. Good morning.
Okay, Bill. I'm not sure if you unkeyed on purpose or whatever. And N1W, the last station again, please.
Yeah, it's November 1, Whiskey Oscar Echo in Barry, Mass, commercial power. Yezu 2900, 75 watts out into a J pole.
Okay, we had you, but I can't read my scribbles, and this number 2 pencil is probably a number 0. And I'm writing into a shadow from a wing. Okay, thanks. N1, I can't read it again. Additional stations for the Western Mass traffic. Well, it sounded like John WA1NTI, whatever. Really noisy, John. Maybe can try something while I go into announcements. So all those not involved in traffic handling, of which there is no name, secure. If it was you, click your mic 25 times. Never mind. Anyway, announcements. What's going on here? Reading from the homepage type thing. Ted, KD2 GYU is interested in getting something going on with fox hunting in the Western Mass, Eastern New York area. That's Ted, KD2 GYU, fox hunting. I'm not sure how you get a hold of Ted. He's on this repeater sometimes. He might be good in the book. What do we got here? MEBA and local races are always on the first Monday in case of a holiday. Second Monday, which is this coming Monday, tomorrow evening. Races net on 9/1, 1900 hours, 7 p.m. on this repeater. What do we got here? Races HF net 3930, up or down, plus or minus QRM, QRN at 18:45 p.m. Races HF net 3930. Also, there was a question about the Western Mass Emergency Net HF net at 8:30, which is on 3.944 over sideband 8:30 Western Mass Emergency net HF. I tell everybody to slow down. Somebody's boiling water for tea. Anyway, next pass of the ISS is at 11:21 a.m. This morning. National Weather Service has posted a hazardous weather thing. Was it isolated non-severe thunderstorm? Blah blah blah. Currently in Pittsfield, 61 degrees, overcast, humidity 93, wind out of the east at 5. Looks like rain. I don't know if until what, Monday night. Okay, end of round 1. What are we doing here? Additional stations for the Western Mass traffic net. This is N1QOV. Okay, adjust to my signal. Oh, strapping signal. Somewhere in the world, they're celebrating Librarians Day in Argentina. A lot of beef, a lot of cowboys. But Hawaii is a big producer of beef. Anyway, International Chocolate Day. International Chocolate Day. There's good chocolate and there's crap chocolate. Happening in the USA, yes, Doug, it is National Grandparents' Day. No respect, no respect. Yeah, we were born old. National Peanut Day. National Programmers Day. National Kids Take Over the Kitchen Day. Oh man, big mess. National Pet Memorial Day. And I badmouth, never mind. National Hug Your Hound. Oh, Basset, Beagle, whatever. Okay, solar flux is at like 99, 9 or 9 on the solar flux. A is 16K3. Count is 87. Flea market's coming up. What is that? Today, Boston Spa is going on. Newtown, Connecticut. Yesterday, next one's 19th September. Fishkill, New York, and Alexander, Maine. Anyway, Boston Spa, 2 days. No Bark News. You can find it at Northern Berkshire Amateur Radio Club.org. Next meeting, club meeting is 27th of September, 7 p.m. Berkshire Humane Society, 214 Barker Road in Pittsburgh. Again, September 27th. What's going on? September VHF contest this weekend going on now. I guess it's 6 meters and up. HF stuff happening. Might as well mention it going on this weekend. FOC something with CW. WAE DX sideband something CW 20 meters. South African Radio League Field Day. Another CW thing. Arkansas QSO party. I think that's probably still going on. The Russian digital thing. Ohio State Parks on the Air, sideband 80 through 10. And again, ARRL September VHF, 6 meters and up. North American Sprint CW, 80 through 20. Okay, I get what? Well, I'm going to do the VHF propagation. Propagation, there's something stretching from like Maryland, Delaware up into most of the East Coast, covering Massachusetts up into Quebec City, hosers. Okay, additional stations for the Western Mass traffic. Now, this is N1 QOV. Yes, now, I should run down the solar and see how flooded that is. Oh, let's see, what are we doing here? What do we got? Questions, comments, anything for the net before I try to close?
Whiskey Alpha 2, Whiskey Mike Juliet.
Juliet 2, Whiskey Mike Juliet, go ahead.
Okay, well, just checking into your net. The name is Julian, my location, Pine Bush, New York.
Okay, Julian, we got you. Thanks for checking in. Drop by any time. One time was said by all. Thanks, Julian. Okay, any additional further check-ins, additional anything? Okay, guess not. Next regularly scheduled traffic notice tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And with that, this closes Cycle 1 of the ARRL Western Massachusetts Traffic Net. I'd like to thank the Northern Berkshire Amateur Radio Club for the use of the Mount Greylock K1FFK 146.91162. I'm just reading this from memory because I can't see the glare. Where was I here? Something. The time is now 10 hours and 31 minutes, 1031 hours. I now return the repeater back to regular amateur use. Thank you to all the stations who checked in and those who stood by while all the clusters is not cool. And something, where was I? This is November 1, Quebec Oscar Victor, N1 QOV, now signing clear, 7-3. You can't say that on phone. The net is closed.
N1AND, this is KC1EEE. N1AND, good morning. Good morning, Doug. This is Brian. I got a couple questions for you, and hopefully you have some answers. I will try, Brian. Okay, I bought this new center-loaded telescopic ham radio antenna, and I've been trying to use it. And when we were doing check-ins, I tried to use it, and it shut my whole radio down right completely off. Have you ever sequence right when you said what it was.
It's a center-loaded telescoping ham antenna from Radio Shack.
Okay, you have an SWR meter? Did you check the SWR?
Don't have an SWR meter, but they give the calculations, and I did the calculations, the formula for the frequency, and I set it at 19.3. It actually came out to 19.2903, and like I said, it shut my whole radio off. I've never had that happen before.
Okay. What radio are you using?
The Baofeng UV82 high power.
Yeah, okay. So it probably has protection in it for high SWR. You need to get an SWR meter on that antenna because it sounds to me like you got a high SWR in some of those radios. I'm not familiar with the UV82, but it might shut it down because of a high SWR, so it doesn't burn the finals out.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, if you could get a little SWR meter from somebody, maybe you could borrow one and with a little jumper, and go from your transceiver from the Baofeng to the SWR meter, and then from there to the antenna, and it'll give you a measurement. If your SWR is over 2 to 1, you shouldn't use it.
Okay.
I don't know, I'm not familiar with that antenna, but approximately 19 inches or so should be about a quarter wave, I think, most where you want to be on 2 meters. But if it's got a loading coil in it, it's probably designed to cover a lot of different bands or something.
It actually does cover a lot of different bands. That's why I guess they give you the calculation. It says 2834 divided by the frequency in megahertz, and that's the antenna length in inches I should put it at.
Yeah, okay, so do they mean overall or after the coil or what? You know, that it makes a difference. You need to get an SWR meter, and then you can adjust the length of that thing to the lowest SWR that you can get there, and that'd be the best thing. You need to have proof. Comment? Go ahead, comment.
That 234 divided by the frequency is assuming no coil. So if you have a coil in there and you're dividing it by that, unless a coil exactly doubles the frequency of the antenna or halves the frequency of the antenna, that's definitely gonna throw you off. So basically, you're right back to square one. KB1 QJX operator Dave from Simsbury, Connecticut.
Yeah, I would say that that dimension doesn't mean much unless you know whether it's beyond the coil or overall, and you don't know what the coil is. It's designed to, like I say, cover a lot of bands. So my advice to you, Brian, is get an SWR meter in the line there and see where you stand.
All right, thanks, guys. I guess that's what I'll be doing because I'm not going to fry my equipment. I have one more question, a quick one, Doug, if you have time. I'm interested in a Slim Jim antenna for a 2-meter 440. Is that a good antenna? Do they work well or no?
I'm not familiar with it. What is it, Slim Jim antenna?
Basically, it has a top section half wave, and the bottom section is a quarter wave matching section. It looks like kind of like a ladder. The feed point impedance is 50 ohms, supposedly they work real good, but I don't know anything about these kind of antennas. So there's a 2-meter radiator at the top, then it has a trap, then it's a 70-centimeter radiator near the bottom.
Yeah, okay, all right. I have seen those, almost like made out of a piece of ladder line, and it's a dual bander, for 2 meters and, 440. You know what, on that UV, 82, I don't know about the 82, but I got the BF, I don't know what it is, BF F8, it's 8 watt. It looks just like the UV5R, but it's an 8 watt. And I bought a diamond antenna for it, which is about 16 inches long or so. And it's a dual bander, and goes right on the HT, and it works very well.
I was thinking about doing that too, but I saw this, the center-loaded telescope antenna Radio Shack, so I figured I'd give that a try, but it's not working. So I'm going to have to get one of those SWR meters to make sure I can do this right.
Yeah, Brian, does that antenna go right on the HT, or does it have a feed line, or what?
Yes, it connects directly to the HT.
Oh, all right. So it's going to be kind of difficult to get an SWR meter in there, but the difference is going to be the telescopic part. That length that you're talking about is going to change the SWR all over the place. I don't. I would go with the like the I think it's a diamond. I got here different ones. Different companies make them. And I believe, if I remember rightly, it's about 16 inches long. It goes right on the HT, and I've had no trouble with it. It's really very big improvement over the original rubber duck.
Comment?
Go ahead, comment.
Have you by any chance tried operating with this antenna fully telescoped out? I've got mine's a 2-meter only antenna, but it's designed to operate a couple different ways, but it's also designed to operate fully telescoped out. It does have a little bit of a loading coil at the bottom, but it's essentially a half-wave antenna, as I recall. It's about 36, 38 inches long, thereabouts, and works like a champ. It's a major improvement over the rubber duck. But I'm almost wondering, have you tried actually operating that fully extended to see what kind of result you get? KB1, QJX, over to you. No, I haven't tried to do it fully out. Yeah, I'm asking because I've got 2 antennas that, among 2 other configurations, are meant to be fully telescoped out. I almost wonder if that's how it's supposed to be, because the most efficient antenna is always going to have the maximum metal in the air with the least amount tied up in the coil. So I just thought I'd throw the idea out, see if maybe that makes a difference for you.
Yeah, quick question. Go ahead, question.
Please.
Thanks, fellas. N1WOE up in Barrie. Yeah, I was just curious the overall length of that dual band, I believe BNC mount to the top of the HT length.
It's 27 inches.
Yeah, that's kind of putting a lot of torque on top of the radio SMA or BNC connector. I don't know.
Can you tell me the make and model of the antenna? It's a Radio Shack center-loaded telescoping ham antenna, and it says it receives 25 to 1300 megahertz frequencies, transmits just a Radio Shack brand 2 meter and 2 meter 440 antenna, basically. Correct. Gonna hit the net real quick, see if I can come up with anything useful for you. I'll be on the side. KB1 QJX.
WA1 ZHM would have thought.
Go ahead.
Radio Shack. Anyhow, check the connector. I've got an 82 and it's got a male connector. There's a male and there's female, and some radios have females, some have male. If you don't have the right connector on the end of that antenna, you're not gonna. It sounds like you had a dead short or an open to shut your radio down. So check, make sure you got the right connector.
Yeah, I'm sure I have the right connector.
Okay, just a thought, because it can get confusing with the male and female SMAs. Some equipment, they have different configurations. WA1 said HM. I'll be clear.
I'm gonna put it on one of my other radios. I have a UV5R Bowfang. I'm gonna try that and see if you guys can hear me, if it fries my radio or not. So hold on a minute.
Yeah, okay. When you take it off, look close, like John said. Some of them have they have the male element that goes into the socket, and the other ones, some of them are. I got a Yaesu radio that takes an SMA, but it's reverse. It's one's male, one's female. The Baofangs are males, I believe.
Do you see in small print anywhere on the antenna or the package itself, model 20-006A? I want to make sure I'm looking at the right antenna before I open my mouth any further.
He went to swap antennas.
Roger that.
I'd be leery of Radio Shack. I must say that. I agree totally.
That's why my friends and I all call it Scrap Shack. KB1 QJX. I have a comment. Assuming it's the right amount, that if you extend the joints above the loading coil only 4 joints, it'll be 1.2 to 1 per 2 meters. But then again, that assumes that I have the correct antenna here. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I just tried to put it on my UV5R. I fully extended the antenna, and I could hear you guys, but you couldn't hear me at all. It didn't shut my radio.
You want to be careful, Brian. If you've got a real high SWR, you could cook the finals in the radio. It sounds like the higher power one has a circuit to shut it down. UV5R, I don't know, might not. So, and if it goes right on to the HT like that, I don't know if you can get an SWR meter in there anyway. I don't know. Do you know anything about that, John? That would be difficult. I don't know. don't know what to say, what the problem is, but evidently it's not working. You may be out of range for the
Evidently it's not
repeater
working.
from that radio. I don't know. You're running low power HT. I take it back. I hate to say that, but if you can get your money back or swap it back for something else you need, do that. Brian, what are you talking on that we can hear you with?
The UV82 high power. And the other guy, as the bird flies, the crow flies, I only live 2 miles from the Mount Greylock repeater from my house, so I know I can hit that for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. John, he's on top of Florida Mountain. He should be able to hit it with a lot. Yeah, well, I don't think that coil antenna, I think he said it was in the center. I don't think that's a good match for that radio. And I'd be bringing it back. If you can come up with something that I got, well, that's a BNC, but there's adapters. An 18 and a quarter inch old Motorola telescopic antenna. It's only 18 and a quarter inches, so it doesn't put a lot of torque on your connector. I use that and it works fine. No coils, no nothing, just 18 and a quarter inches telescoping out. K1FFK. Brian, I got the diamond. It's like 15 and a half inches actually. It's a SRJ 77CA, and it's a really, really big improvement over the original rubber duck that comes with the bow thing. And I'll be honest with you, I never checked the SWR. It goes right on the HT, but it works really well. I would do like John said, take that Radio Shack antenna back to tell them it doesn't work.
I did read something on here that I don't know if you've tried yet. It says, it says here if you extend only the first 4 joints, so that you only have, I don't know if that means 4 sections or 5 sections with 4 joints, but if you try, extending, just the first 3, 4, and 5, see if maybe one of those works. Because it's saying, because I've got several comments on this antenna saying that if you extend only the first 4 joints, then you should get like a 1.1 or a 1.2 to 1 for 2 meters. But like I said, though, that's assuming I have the right antenna. This here is calling it the 20-006A. If you see that anywhere on the packaging or on the antenna itself, then you know I've hit the jackpot as far as getting you some info that might help. KB1 QJX. KC1EE. Yeah, it does say on the side 20-006, no A, so I think that's the right one. But I have tried it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, and it still does the same thing. It shuts my radio right down. Just to be safe, have you tried your radio since this started happening with just a rubber duck? Definitely want to make sure it's not something else going on there. Yes, I have. So the radio's still good. Like I said, it shuts it down, which is a good thing. It doesn't fry it. And then it works when I put the rubber duck that came with it back on. Sounds like a short to me. I agree.
Yeah, the antenna may be defective, There's always that possibility. I mean, you're using the same radio right now with the rubber duck, right?
Correct. And I think I'm going to do what you guys said, and I'm going to bring this back to Radio Shack or Scrap Shack, whatever you guys call it, and I'm going to get my money back because it was expensive. It was over $30, and then I'm going to go buy a diamond antenna.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea to me. I'm with John. I don't trust Radio Shack for anything anymore. I used to, but They went down the tubes there, and probably, you know, there's. I think that whoever said there's something short or something in that antenna is probably correct. It's don't try it anymore. You might hurt the radio.
I'm not going to try it anymore because, like I said, I don't want to ruin my radios. They work fine, so I'd like to keep them that way.
You have an ohm meter tested against the point on the ground part and touch the center conductor and see if it's got a short. Why it should be around 50 ohm.
I think I'm just going to bring it back because, like I said, you know, I just can't it. And the diamond ones, I've heard about them, and the Goya are supposed to be good, so I think I'm going to go that route.
There you go. I think you make a wise choice. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea to me, Brian. Okay, we're gonna leave you guys go back to what I was doing. Good luck, Brian. Yeah, I would take it back and tell him, you know, I can't use it. Go for the diamond. The diamond works exceptionally well. I can vouch for that. N1A Andy, I'll be clear.
I appreciate everybody's help today. KB1EEK, K1KTT.